Alright, I wanted to make this video because I don't see any Cyclops pairing videos, but I've never killed the Cyclops. Got into like through one or two phases, but I would hope this video gets helps some people get a better understanding as to how the hitbox works for the attacks. Now, this is what I like to take in, but really you only need a longsword. The extra armor will reduce the damage you take in the fight as well as getting there, but it's not needed. I mean, maybe for the rock falling phase it might be nice. And I normally take in some healing to recover from any damage I take along the way. The next thing is getting there. Maybe I'm lucky, but most of the runs I did, I was able to make it to the Cyclops without too much trouble. But while we talk about the map, here's one of my worst runs where I took a lot of damage. Now, the larger version of the Goblin Cave map is a 5x5 with the bosses located one square diagonally apart from one another in the middle of the map, like so. The Cyclops is in the top left boss room. With that in mind, this is the route that I took for my first run. Now, once you get in the room, it looks like this. You can either run around the top floor and go down the stairs in the top left corner of the room, which is what I normally do, or you can run to the hole in the bottom middle or right corner, and then run to the top right of the room and on the lower level, and that's where the other door is. Now I'm going to show a few runs of me running to the boss room. If you don't want to watch, I'll put some timestamps in the description for different parts of the video. Oh my gosh, I don't want any part of that. Okay, we're left side. Not left side, we're right side. Oh, don't want to go through there. It's the wrong door. Go through the north door. This room will go through the south door. Hug that corner, I guess. Over to large little arrow guy. Arrow guy. Archer guy. One thing to note on this door is if you hug that right wall, you will not get shot by the archer. I use it pretty often when I go through there. I'm going to show a couple more the routes I took on screen. I'm not going to make this video too long, but I didn't want to put them all in because then it would definitely be too long. And some of them are short, so here they are. Now, let's talk about the fight. Use your bandages before the fight because you're not going to get to use them in the fight. You want to save your potions because they are quick and will heal you over time. I'm going to rush through a lot of these because there's like 9 of them and people cover them for the most part in other videos. So, for the basic downswing, you just want to step to the right. You should be stepping to the right the entire time, so you shouldn't have to worry about this one. Now, the stomp, you'll probably notice here I'm standing a little too close, so I don't quite make it out, but if you don't quite make it out, he just slows you, so you just want to pop your sprint, and you'll be fine for the rest of the fight. The attacks are easy to dodge or parry, depending on what you're doing, so you shouldn't have too much trouble with this one. You just want to turn around and run away from it. Now for the low sweep. I could not find my clip of the low sweep, but as long as you keep your distance and just back away from it, you should be fine. I think you can also jump over it, but I haven't tested that. A good rule is if he is taking a while to attack, just back away, because he's probably gonna do either a stomp or low swing, or he's just taking a while, so you just gotta be aware of that. With a charge, you just want to jump over the first 2 attacks and then crouch under the third. Something to know with this is when you land on the ground and you're crouching, you're going to get stuck under him. So if you crouch jump over the first attack and you land on the ground, you're going to get stuck under him and get hit by the second attack. So just do a normal jump over the first attack, and then you can do a normal jump or a crouch jump over the second one. The timing is pretty forgiving, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Now for the Falling Rock phase. Plenty of people have talked about this phase, but here's my take on it. This is a AoE phase that you have to jump over the rocks that are hitting the ground, which makes complete sense if you don't think about it. I just try and time my jumps and spam left click to do enough DPS to get through the phase. In my opinion, this phase is bugged because most of the time when I take no damage is when I think I jump too late. But from what I noticed watching one of my clips, I start to jump when I notice just after it hits the ground. But I noticed that I hear the swing of his club, and then I hear a about a third of a second later, I hear his club hitting the ground. And then another third of the second, I jump. And then a third of a second later, the rocks hit the ground, creating kind of like a timing to it. And I don't know if that's just a coincidence, but that is what I noticed. I'll play the clip at full volume so you can hear it for yourself and see what you think, but there's not really much I can say on this phase. There's a couple of attacks that I did not get clips for. I never saw them. I know the Petrification Ray that he shoots is a high roller thing, and you strafe to the side of him. You don't like run towards him, I don't think. Like the troll with his yell. I think you strafe to the side. I could be wrong about that. Just look somebody else's video up on that one. His two-handed slam, which you might have noticed in a couple of the clips I thought he was going to do, but he's just going into the rock falling phase. I think that one might be a high roller only. I'm not sure. I never saw it in low roller, which is what I've been making the video for. Even though high roller, it's not too much different of a fight besides those two attacks. And with the parrying, the Petrification Ray is not too big of a deal to deal with because he just, you can parry the attack. So, now for the important attacks. Let's start with the Palm Strike. This attack is a low swinging attack, so you can either jump over it or parry it, but this is focusing on parries, so you want to aim down and to the right, depending on how close you are. The closer you are, the more to the right you need to look. You want to aim to hit his bracer and his palm, or his palm with the tip of your blade. It's a pretty easy attack. It's definitely easier than his backhanded swing with his club, which we'll get into that in a minute. But as you can see, he has a very wide area for this palm strike that you can parry. So it's one of the easier ones for this boss. Another thing to note is if you greed and you do 2 swings after one of those downward strikes, you're not going to be able to parry the palm strike. So, but you can just jump over it. So that's why I say that jumping over it is also an option. All right. So with the backhanded club swing, it's the servers make it very difficult to parry, and I don't actually know if it's possible to be consistent at it. With this first clip, you can see that it is in front of my sword. Second frame, it's in front of my sword, or behind my sword, not in front of it. Third swing, it's already gone through me, so you would think I'd be dead. Fourth frame, I get a parry. Next clip, first frame, it's in front of my sword. I'm a little farther back. Second frame, pings off my sword, goes over my head, kind of. Seems like that one kind of registered a little better. Next clip, I'm pretty close to him, it looks like. And the club's in front of me. Now it's on the other side. Now it's in front of me, but behind my sword. Now it's inside me, and now I get to parry. So I'm pretty sure I would have died to that one. So I think it is possible to parry it, but it's just so inconsistent. Now with this next clip, he winds up, I line it up, and with this one, it looks like I'm probably a little bit too far to the left. Didn't look far enough to the right, and so I die. With the clip after that, looks like I'm actually going to parry it, and the next thing you know, I'm dead. Another thing you can also do is dodge to the left and not even try and parry it. However, most of the time, you'll end up with this not being able to see. Sometimes it doesn't do that, but you can not be able to see occasionally. But that's really all I have on that swing. I mean, the only thing I can really say is like to line up with his off to the right side of his left foot, and point kind of down to the right. The closer you are, the farther right and the farther down you might need to look. But I'm not entirely sure on how to parry it. You can decide on your own on that one. It just seems like it's too inconsistent to really develop a strategy for it, especially since like so many of my attempts, it just seems like I should have died, or I died when I thought I would have parried it. But maybe it's swinging under my sword and getting a hit on me. So, but that's really all I can give for now. So we'll see if I develop a better way to parry that backhanded club, or you can probably parry the sweeping attack, but I just don't feel like it's probably worth it. But if you want to watch me play, as boring as I am, you can find me on Twitch under IWT Warrior, which I might change it to IT Warrior Live or IT Warrior TV. It's IT Warrior I can't get. I also stream on Kick under IT Warrior, as well as on this YouTube channel and Facebook. So no matter where you chat, I will be able to see. But I guess that's it. Till next time. See ya.